One of the goals for this camper has always been simple: to build something that can comfortably sustain me for several days off grid. I wanted an electrical system that quietly keeps the refrigerator running, powers my camp lights, and lets me focus on enjoying camp. Over the past couple of months, I've been building that system. Today, I want to show you what I built. Well, Dolly and I are in the shop today. Just wanted to give you a closer look at the camper electrical system. When I was doing my research, I found a lot of van builds, not a lot of small systems like I was wanting to build, so hopefully this will help somebody out there. It's not going to be an extensive how-to video, just show you the components that I chose, why I chose them, how I have everything laid out, and how it's performed so far. So let's get started with pretty much the heart of the system, the house battery. Everything in this electrical system depends on the house battery. I chose a 100 amp hour Renogy lithium battery because it gives me plenty of usable capacity in a compact, lightweight package. The camper came with a basic electrical package that included 6-gauge cables that ran from the Jeep battery back to the camper to a distribution panel. Now the positive cable first passes through a main disconnect switch. It gives me a quick way to isolate the camper from the Jeep whenever I need to. A rich solar 250 watt panel gives me a second source of power. So far, it's producing more energy than I'm consuming in full sun. I think the most critical part of the system, and what I spent the most time researching, was the DC to DC charger. I looked at REDARC, Victron, and Renogy. I decided to go with Renogy. From the price and doing what I wanted it to do, the Renogy seemed like the best choice. It pulls up to 30 amps. They make a 30 amp and a 50 amp. I got the 30 amp model, so it'll pull up to 30 amps from my alternator when the Jeep's running. It'll pull up to 15 amps from the solar panel, and so far this charger has worked great. It charges my house battery. When my house battery is full, it goes into maintenance mode where it sends a trickle charge to the house battery and then sends any more solar to the starter battery until it's fully charged, and then it shuts everything off. And so far this charger has worked well. I did have an issue early on, and I'll talk about that at the end of the video with the charger, but so far it's working exactly as it should right now. The REDARC did have a feature that I really like, and I wish Renogy had it. It had a push button jump start, so if your Jeep battery's dead, you could push the push button on the REDARC controller and it would send a charge to your Jeep battery to jump start it. I wish I had that. That'd be handy, but so far I'm happy with the Renogy charger. Every power source in the system is protected as close to the source as possible. The alternator feed is protected in the engine bay by a 50 amp circuit breaker. The solar panel is protected by a 15 amp inline fuse. Near the house battery, a Blue C A&L type fuse protects the main battery cable to the positive bus. The fuse distribution panel is fed through a 70 amp Blue C circuit breaker that also serves as a master disconnect switch. My goal was to protect every major circuit from an overcurrent condition while keeping the system as simple as possible. All of the loads are fed through the Blue C 100 amp fused distribution box. Uses blade type fuses. It's actually part of the original camper electrical system. I just relocated it and I'm going to reuse it. Right now I have the pre-wired lights on the AluCab camper are connected to a circuit. The USB outlets in the sleeping platform are connected to a circuit. I added a circuit for this 12 volt outlet panel, Blue C 12 volt outlet panel, and I also added a circuit for this 4 switch panel that'll eventually be camp lighting. I have added one more circuit for a temporary 12 volt outlet that right now is running my refrigerator. And I decided to mount everything in the goose gear electrical plate that goes on the back of the camper. It's made for the AluCab canopy camper, and it matches my goose gear storage system. So that's why I went with that, and I think it really looks good. And I don't require a lot of power, so this should work really well. The Renogy One Core display lets me monitor the entire electrical system from the inside or the outside of the camper. At a glance, I can see my house battery voltage, charging current, and how much power I'm getting from solar. Since the display communicates with the charger through a hardwired RS-485 connection, I don't have to rely on a Bluetooth connection just to see what's happening with the system. I've also installed a Victron Smart Shunt as an independent monitor. It connects to my phone through the Victron app and gives me a second way to verify what the Renogy system is reporting. It has been especially useful for troubleshooting and remote monitoring. If something doesn't look right, I can quickly compare the two systems to confirm what's actually happening. Well, I'm extremely pleased with how everything turned out. It's in a really tight area, and I knew that was going to be a hurdle going in, and it took a while. I mean, test fitting everything, taking it out, moving components, putting it back in. It just took a while to get all that ironed out where I could fit all the components in this one little space and still be able to access them to monitor and troubleshoot, change fuses, and I'm happy with it so far. I want to thank David for pointing me in the right direction on lithium batteries. He sent me a Will Prost video, and I actually watched a lot of Will Prost videos. He does a really good job on his product reviews, and I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description. So thank you, David K. That was a tremendous help, and it not only helped me choose the right battery, but it researched other components too. I mentioned earlier about having an issue with the DC to DC charger. It started out working fine, and then it got to where it would not uncouple from the Jeep battery. When I killed the Jeep, it was losing its command, and everything was working properly as far as wiring goes, but it would continue to pull current from the Jeep battery and just run the Jeep battery down. So it took a while to go through that process with Renogy's technical support. I'd email them, and they'd email me with the troubleshooting tip or troubleshooting procedure to document, and I'd email that back to them. It just took a lot of back and forth, but in the end they sent me a brand new charger, and it's worked flawlessly so far. So if it continues to work, I think I'll have years of trouble-free use out of this system. It's really working just like I'd hoped it would. So after testing the system for a while, I wouldn't change much. It's simple, reliable, easy to monitor, and so far it's working exactly as it should. If you want to see how it performs at camp, subscribe and follow along. Thanks for watching.